History is written by the victors, but what about the stories that were never written at all? The ones whispered in old sailor bars, scribbled in lost journals, or buried in government files marked classified. These aren't just forgotten events. They're puzzles that have no answers. Some of these stories were too weird to believe, so we stopped talking about them. Others were just too dangerous to tell, but they happened, and once you hear them, you can't forget them. Let's start with a terrifying alien sky battle that shocked the people of Nuremberg, Germany on April 14th, 1561. A scene so strange, it sounds like science fiction, but it really happened. It was even recorded in a printed flyer by local artist Hans Glaser, complete with a dramatic woodcut illustration. At dawn, around 4 to 5 a.m., hundreds of town residents saw something unlike anything they had ever seen. First, 2 blood-red crescent shapes appeared on or near the sun. Then dozens of strange shapes, spheres, cylinders, crosses, began moving rapidly across the sky, as if fighting each other. Some moved into and out of the sun's glow. Others clashed violently, creating fiery trails. The aerial display lasted nearly 1 hour before the objects fell toward the ground in flames and thick smoke. Finally, a large black spear-shaped object appeared, hovering silently before the sky went calm again. Some modern UFO enthusiasts treat this as an account of an alien space battle. Psychologist Carl Jung later called it a symbolic cosmic conflict between forces of light and dark. Others believe it may have been a rare optical or atmospheric phenomenon, like sundogs or parhelia, distorted by local religious imagery and printed exaggeration. Interestingly, similar events were reported in other European cities too. In 1566, over Basel, Switzerland, witnesses saw red and black orbs battling in the sky during sunrise, then disappearing in flames. And in 1665, over Stralsund, Germany, people claimed to see flying ships and saucer shapes in formation before local churches, interpreted by many as ominous signs. Whether it was alien ships dueling above medieval roofs or a strange natural optical effect interpreted through a religious lens, the 1561 Nuremberg event remains one of history's strangest recorded mysteries ever. After that chilling event, let's move to another mystery that has puzzled the world for over a century. A book that no one has ever been able to read. It's called the Voynich Manuscript. This book is over 600 years old and is kept locked away at Yale University. And not because it's dangerous, at least not in any obvious way, but because no one has ever been able to read it. This book is filled with weird hand-drawn illustrations and strange text. The language it's written in doesn't match anything known to historians or linguists. It's not Latin, Greek, Arabic, or any ancient script ever recorded. Some believe it could be a secret code. Others think it might be a language created by someone from a forgotten civilization. The pages are full of drawings of unknown plants, odd symbols, and naked women bathing in green pools that seem to be connected by tubes. For decades, experts, military codebreakers, even computers have tried to crack it and failed. Some say it's all nonsense, a very old prank. But then, why would someone go through so much effort to fill a whole book with such detail and consistency? And what if it does contain secret knowledge, recipes, cures, or rituals from a time and place we've completely lost? Now let's talk about a quiet town in Mexico where something deeply disturbing was discovered beneath the earth. Bodies. But not just any bodies. These were unlike anything anyone had ever seen. Perfectly preserved. Their skin still clinging to their bones, their hair intact, and their eyes frozen open, as if they had died in the middle of a scream. Many looked like they had been buried alive. arms crossed over their faces, mouths wide open, fingers curled in panic. These weren't peaceful deaths. It was as if something horrible happened in their final moments. And whatever it was, it stayed with them. What's even creepier? They weren't supposed to be mummified at all. The dry air and mineral-rich soil had done it naturally, but the result was unsettling. Scientists say these were victims of a 19th century cholera outbreak, quickly buried in above-ground crypts. Some couldn't afford to stay buried, literally. Families who couldn't pay cemetery fees had their relatives dug up. And that's when the screams were discovered. Some say it's just how the bodies decomposed. Others believe these people were still alive when they were buried, and the horror on their faces is real. Visitors to the museum, where they're now displayed, report a strange feeling in the air. Some say the mummies move. Some swear they've heard whispers. No one knows for sure, but the faces speak for themselves. But that's not the only case where disturbing warnings were ignored. In 1941, Soviet archaeologists opened a tomb in Uzbekistan that had remained sealed for centuries. It was the final resting place of Timur, also known as Tamerlane, a brutal conqueror who once claimed to be more powerful than Genghis Khan. Locals begged the archaeologists not to open it. They warned that Timur's tomb was cursed. But science doesn't believe in curses. So they opened it anyway. Inside the tomb was an inscription that read, "Whosoever disturbs my tomb will unleash an invader more terrible than I." Within 3 days, Hitler launched Operation Barbarossa, one of the deadliest military invasions in human history. Nazi Germany stormed into the Soviet Union, killing millions. Coincidence? Maybe. But you know what? In 1942, Timur's remains were returned to the tomb and reburied with full Islamic rites, just as the locals had demanded. That same month, the tide of the war began to turn. The Battle of Stalingrad marked the beginning of Nazi Germany's long, bloody defeat. Did opening a tomb unleash a curse that started the bloodiest chapter of World War II? Or was it just bad timing? No one knows. But one thing is sure. Timur's warning was clear and ignored. And speaking of ancient warnings, what if one of them led to real buried treasure? Not just a legend or a myth, but a detailed list of gold and silver, written on metal, still unsolved to this day. That's exactly what was found among the Dead Sea Scrolls. While most of the scrolls were made of parchment or papyrus, one stood out. It wasn't a religious text or prophecy, it was made of copper. It's called the Copper Scroll, and it reads like a treasure map from a lost world. It lists dozens of secret hiding spots scattered across ancient Judea, each said to contain massive amounts of gold, silver, and valuable objects hidden from the Romans. In total, it describes more than 64 locations, each written in strange, abbreviated Hebrew, etched into the metal like instructions for someone who was never supposed to forget. But the twist is that no one has ever found the treasure. For decades, treasure hunters, archaeologists, and even governments have searched the deserts, caves, and ruins. But nothing has ever been officially uncovered. Some believe the treasure was already looted long ago. Others think it's still buried. And a few say the scroll was never about treasure. It was a trick or a test. No matter what the truth is, the Copper Scroll is one of the strangest documents ever found. It's not just old, it's a mystery carved into metal, daring someone to solve it. But if that sounds strange, wait until you hear about what happened in Brazil. In 1982, a man diving near the coast of Brazil found something shocking underwater. Almost 200 Roman jars, called amphorae, lying on the ocean floor. Some were still in perfect shape. They looked like they came straight from a Roman ship. However, the problem is that the Romans were never intended to reach South America. According to all history books, they never crossed the Atlantic Ocean. And yet, their jars were there. People started to wonder, did a Roman ship get lost and drift all the way to Brazil? Or was there a secret journey no one wrote about? Could it be that someone came here long before Columbus? After the discovery made the news, the Brazilian government closed the site. No one was allowed to search anymore. Some say it was to protect the area. Others think it was to hide the truth. Until now, no one has found the ship. Just the jars, lying there silently, waiting for answers. Now let's talk about giant drawings in the desert that no one can explain. Far out in Peru, there are huge pictures drawn into the desert ground. They are called the Nazca Lines, and they can only be seen from the sky. These drawings are thousands of years old. Some are straight lines, others are in the shape of monkeys, birds, and spiders. But here's what makes it so strange. The people who made these shapes lived over 2,000 years ago, and they had no way of seeing them from the sky. So, how did they know what they looked like? Some researchers believe the lines were made for gods watching from above. Others say they were giant calendars or used in rituals to call for rain. But even now, with all our science and satellites, no one truly knows the purpose behind these huge, perfect designs in the middle of nowhere. Next, I'll tell you the mystery of a ghost ship that sails ablaze yet vanishes before anyone can reach it. Off the peaceful waters between Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, many people over the past 2 centuries have seen a strange sight. A 3- or 4-masted sailing ship appears at dusk or night, glowing as if entirely on fire. Sails, rigging, and hull all burning bright. Even more shocking, witnesses describe seeing crew members and dogs on the deck, stumbling through flames as if unaware. One haunting report from 1912 recalls a mother and her young son watching the burning vessel for nearly 30 minutes as it drifted close to shore. It disappeared the moment they approached. In 1900, sailors from Charlottetown launched boats to help the crew, only to find nothing when they got near. More recently, in 2008, a teenager described it as a bright white and gold ship gliding through Tatamagouche Bay. But by the time he called his father to look, it was gone. Scientists offer possible explanations like electrical phenomena known as St. Elmo's fire or a rare mirage called Fata Morgana. But those do not explain why witnesses consistently describe seeing crew members running on deck and why the ship disappears just as rescuers reach it. For locals, the flaming ghost ship is a haunting tradition, so vivid it inspired songs, books, and even a Canada Post stamp. Many believe it appears only between October and January, as though repeating its final moments over and over on cold, still nights. Despite modern cameras and scientists, no photo or recording has ever clearly captured it. And the mystery sails on. Next mystery will shock you because it's about a giant whale found deep inside the Amazon jungle, miles from its natural home. In early 2019, wildlife experts discovered the carcass of a young humpback whale deep in the Amazon rainforest, about 15 meters inland from the ocean, on Marajó Island, near the mouth of the Amazon River. The whale measured 8 meters long, 26 feet, and weighed around 10 tons, though it was likely only a year old. How it got there is still a mystery. To this day, scientists remain baffled by how it ended up stranded so far inland and in the Amazon wetlands rather than on an open beach. Some fringe theories suggest it appeared through a mystical portal into the jungle. But scientists dismiss such ideas. Lastly, I'll tell you a mysterious and terrifying case from the sea. In 1947, A chilling distress signal was picked up by multiple ships in the Strait of Malacca near Indonesia. The message came from a Dutch cargo vessel named the SS Orang Medan. The message itself was confusing and disturbing. A crew member, whose name remains unknown to this day, sent out a short message that simply said, "All officers, including the captain, are dead, lying in chart room and bridge. Possibly the whole crew dead." Then, a few seconds later, came the final message. "I die." One of the ships nearby, an American vessel called the Silver Star, responded. They located the Orang Medan and boarded it. What they found was horrifying. The entire crew was dead. Every single person on board was found sprawled on the deck, on the bridge, in the engine room, with their arms frozen in the air, their faces twisted in absolute terror. Some had their mouths wide open, like they were screaming at the moment they died. But there were no injuries, no blood, no burns. There is no single clear cause of death. The ship itself seemed untouched. No damage, no fire, no flooding. Even the ship's dog was found dead with the same expression of fear on its face. It looked like everyone had died at the exact same moment from something that terrified them to death. Then, just as the Silver Star crew tried to tow the Orang Medan back to port, smoke began rising from the cargo hold. Within minutes, the entire ship exploded and sank into the ocean. Whatever had happened was now gone. To this day, there's no official explanation. Some say the ship was smuggling dangerous chemicals that leaked and poisoned the crew. But even that doesn't explain the terror on their faces or the weird timing of the explosion. Others are convinced it was something paranormal. Ghosts, aliens, a cursed object. Nobody knows. Even the name Orang Medan means man from Medan, a city in Indonesia, but the ship itself doesn't appear in any official Dutch shipping records. It's like it never existed. But here's the strangest part. Every attempt to investigate further hits a dead end. It's as if someone or something doesn't want the truth to come out. So guys, if mysteries like this fascinate you, then be sure to like and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay curious, because in Timeframe Unknown, history is only the beginning.